Emergency Education Alliance here with part two of the series we're coming at from phone to home. Talked a little bit yesterday about different codes and plain talk and how we used to have codes to tell officers which what calls they're going on to, and some people still use them. Different agencies definitely use them, but where I work, we're trying to go into plain talk. That way, if we have to have mutual aid with another jurisdiction, they know what a 1013 is. They know what a 1019 is. They know what a 1021 is. You just say it on the air. You got a suspicious person. You've got a reckless driver. You've got possible drunk on the road. You know, those kinds of things instead of 10 codes. But there are still certain ones that you use 10 codes for. It just really depends upon the safety of the people involved and what type of call it is, because you don't want to give any information to anyone who might be listening over a scanner. And that's also why we have back channels. And we'll get into that another day. But on day two, one of the questions was, we are staffed, at least where I work, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365, unless it's a leap year, then 366. And we're there on Christmas. We're there on Easter. Easter's next Sunday. We'll have a full staff. Depending upon what day it is, we're staffed from anywhere from 2 to 4 people, sometimes up to 6 if it's really busy. And then you generally work 8-hour shifts. You can work up to 12 if you want to work some overtime. We're considered necessary. So if I want to take a vacation day, I've got to fill out a vacation slip, and someone's got to cover my time. So it's not like I work in an office job where, oh, Chris isn't coming into work today, so the Johnson report's not getting done till Friday. It's, we got to fill Chris's spot because our job is considered necessary. When you've got level 2, level 3 snow emergencies, you're kind of expected to find a way to work. Now, I understand that that's not always going to happen and people are going to get stuck, or I live 2 minutes away from work. There's a good chance that I'm going to get called in. Some of the questions were what kind of calls we take and the volume. I live in a town of about 39,000 people. We're about 12 and a half square miles, and we have about 70,000 calls for emergency services annually. Now, that's not services, that's emergency services. Very big difference in services and emergency services. There's different places that do police only, do fire only, or medics only. But in my little town, we do police, fire, EMS. We also do the water department, electric department, service department, after hours. It's all dispatched by our radio room. Our peak times are actually, like Thursdays, or, of course, the rush hours or bad weather always affects everything. But different, my nurse friend who, posted the question, she said for them, it's Monday. Monday is their busy day. And you would think that in emergency situations, Saturday or Friday night with college near where we are, that'd be the busiest times. And honestly, I find it to be Thursday evenings between maybe like 6 and 10. And Sundays are pretty busy too with, we do a lot of custody exchanges at our police department, which, we just have an officer stand by to keep the peace, but people want to come somewhere where it's safe to exchange their kids. So we have a lot of those come in as well. Do we have downtime? Of course you're going to have downtime. If there's not an emergency, then you're not on the phone. You're not helping people, which that's great. Awesome. Perfect. Wonderful. But then it's what do you do? We have training that we're always on top of, that we take quizzes each month. We have different topics. We have different membership groups. I'm part of APCO International, the Association of Public Communications Officials, as well as NENA, which is the National Emergency Number Association. If you watch my other videos, that's where I've got my ENP certification from. So we get on the internet, we look up things on their websites to do additional trainings. We have videos to keep up with our emergency medical dispatch certifications, because we are, like I said in our first video, one of few, I wouldn't say few, but we are, we're trained to give you CPR over the phone. But if I haven't taken that training in 5 years, maybe I'm a little rusty. So we make sure that we're always doing different kinds of trainings and stuff, or people read books, put together puzzles, whatever. Just, we'd like to keep your mind busy and occupied. Thought process behind it is, that if you're just sitting there doing nothing, staring at a blank screen for, just say, 20 minutes, you know, your brain kind of goes stagnant a little bit. All of a sudden 911 rings, you go to an emergency situation, you got to wake up your brain. But if your brain's already doing something, already having thought processes going through them, then, you know, you're ready for that call. The call's already, you know, process, go, 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 go. One of the other questions that I'll end up with today, because we're already past 5 minutes, is traffic stops. Traffic stops are one of the most dangerous things that officers can do. So we try to, every time they make a traffic stop, they have a certain way they're supposed to tell radio, and we put it into the computer. And like I spoke about on the first video, as soon as they hit enter, the next person's got it. And then it'll pop up and say if, you know, they've got a CCW. That's very important to tell a police officer, hey, there may be a gun in the car. Because the person has a CCW, so it might be the first question they ask is, you know, where's your CCW? I don't have a CCW. I'm not a police officer. I don't claim to be one, so I don't really know the rules. But yeah, every time someone's pulled over, the police officer gives radio, our leads channel, which is our admin channel, the license plate number, and makes a traffic stop call. And it's a call for service, goes into our computer system. And then that's how it goes from there. And then depending upon if it's, you know, a random license check or they're speeding, they got a turn signal, why they pulled them over, they might run a wanted check on them or give us the driver passenger information to add to the call. But yeah, every time a police officer's out doing something, whether it's a security check, community service, a traffic stop, they're out just, you know, walking through the park, or it's third shift and they're just doing bar patrol, walking through a bar, making sure everything's good. They tell us where they're at, because that's officer safety. And I've said in all my videos, we're here to make sure that everybody goes home at the end of the night or the end of the shift, and safety is the number one concern. We're coming up on 7 minutes, and I really didn't want to take it that long, so we're going to end it there. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Check us out on the social medias, eea911.com. Hope I answered some of your questions. I know I kind of went a little roundabout there, but if you have any other questions, leave them in the comments section, and we'll make sure to get to them. Everybody have a safe day out there. I know it's wet and raining where I'm at. Be careful on the roads. See ya. Bye.